Hi, my name is ALEIDA. I'm from Brownsville, Texas. So it's a city on the southernmost tip of Texas, right next to the border of Mexico. I started becoming interested in developing my skills as a leader when I was in high school. And I didn't really know where these skills would take me, but as I continue to just cultivate these skills and go to different conferences, I was continuously encouraged by other people around me. I eventually decided I was going to go to college. For some context behind that, I didn't know what college was. I barely knew how to get through high school. I was just kind of like going about it day by day. And my parents didn't go to college. My mom had me when she was 15 years old. 15 years old. So I come from a family where people were just constantly having to figure out stuff on their own because some people were just not in the picture in my life and weren't able to give us the advice that we needed to be able to navigate life properly. So while I was in high school, like my mom, her one goal was just for me to graduate high school and maybe potentially go to college. And instead I challenged that and I was like, I'm not just going to go to college. I'm going to try and see if I can go to a really great college. So I had the opportunity, I got into some Ivy League schools. I decided to go to Georgetown University because they had a program that specifically tailored a portion of my summer to helping me adjust to college. And I knew that I did not know what I was going to get myself into. And so having that opportunity was the reason why I decided to go there as opposed to like some other maybe better schools that I got into. And with that, I continued to meet other people. I was continuously inspired by other people who came from similar backgrounds such as mine. A lot of the people in this program didn't have a lot of money, and neither did I, coming into Georgetown. And once school started, I had a network of people, a network of other leaders who come from similar backgrounds that I did to encourage me to push throughout these 4 years and allow myself to be challenged and also finish my schooling. So one of the great things about my journey in college was I became vice president of my student government, something that I would have never expected to have done once I got into college. I was very anti like student government. I saw that there was a lot of like preppy kids there that seemed to know it all. And I was like, I'm not with that crowd. But then I realized that these were the students that their voices were constantly being heard, and I would experience a lot of racism, sexism at my school. And I was constantly discouraged because I felt like these people all throughout their lives, they had money, they are parents, they sent them to all these conferences. I was in a fortunate position where my school district was willing to pay for my conferences because most of the students in my school district come from a low income background, and they were just like, we'll just pay for all of your things that you want to do because we want to make sure that we are giving you as many resources as possible. So I was always discouraged because I was like, these kids out here had their life so easy, so good, and they're the ones that are making the decisions for people like me here at college. They were the ones deciding, let me push for this type of program to be made here at this school. And I was like, here singled out, and I was like, I don't care for that program. I would love to have a program where there's like more support for the women and gender studies department here at my school. Like we didn't have a department there, and that's a major field that really encourages people to think beyond their own perspective in life. So it introduced you to multiple perspectives of like queer people, like people that didn't look like you. So specifically me, I'm Latina, and so I didn't really understand like that there are other issues that other communities face. There was a lot of xenophobia, like anti-Blackness at my school, and I just could not stand for everything that was presented in front of me. I took those courses and I was like, what is going on? Why isn't anybody saying anything? So I decided to run for office, and somehow me and a friend got elected. And from that day forward, I put those leadership skills to the test, and I was continuously disrupting any space that I was a part of. I'm 4'11", so I'm really, really tiny, not even 100 pounds, but every time that I walked in a room, people knew immediately that I was going to say something that was going to rock their world because I was going to challenge the systems that they had put in place that were not meant for me. So my leadership skills really pushed me to get to this point, and I was fighting for people that didn't look like me, fighting for people that had been kind of like given the short end of the stick when it comes to college. A lot of our campus was inaccessible to people in wheelchairs or like motorized like chairs. And me and my friend, we were like, how come you haven't like thought of fixing these things? It's been so long, and yet we don't have ramps here for these students on campus that we definitely have. So those are things that we were fighting for because other people weren't bringing it up. And the reason I was able to do that was because I took those leadership skills that I started to cultivate in high school and slowly, continuously like grow and grow and grow in them. And I finally put them to the test, and everyone hated me in the room that I was a part of, but they knew that everything that I said was right. They didn't like me because I challenged them. I challenged them to be better, and I encouraged them to be better, and they didn't want to change. So that's why I decided to, elevate my status and be like, I'm going to be a leader here. And me and my friend who was a part of this organization at the time, we were a team working together to bring these issues to light. And now graduated from college. I did a whole year of student government. A lot of people didn't like me for it, but I didn't care. I brought the issues that really mattered to me to a lot of people who were in similar situations as me, to the light of these people who were making decisions for the future students that come to campus. And I know that me and my friend definitely disrupted the system that was slowly being built and being cultivated. And they have to now pick up the pieces, and they're like, okay, so these things weren't working. How do we fix it? Because these people presented these issues. So, those skills from high school, my personal story, I was not groomed to be a politician by my parents or groomed to be a student leader in this capacity, but eventually those skills and my passion led me to where I decided to put my foot down and push for these issues these issues to be tackled at my school. But now I graduated. I got a really crazy award at my school from the administration because they saw that no matter what I did, that I was representing my community, and I had a very big passion for it. I don't even know what the medal was called, the Lambert Spunk medal or something, but something I was not expecting to get. But my leadership and my passion for fighting for people that were disadvantaged at my school was recognized by even the administration there. So those leadership skills that I gained in high school, I did not know that they were going to take me there. But I just recently graduated, and I'm excited to see where those skills are going to be tested in the future. I've just started working full-time at a company as a software engineer, and I'm ready to start disrupting systems there too. So even if you're a part of a company, you can always challenge your leadership there to be better and to really fight for employees that aren't looking like them. Because let's be real, like a lot of people that are in leadership positions today, they don't look like me, they don't look like you. They're a specific type of people that have had those resources handed to them. But if we start to make use of the leadership skills that we're learning today and we put them to the test in things that you're passionate about, we can really make an impact and completely turn the system upside down and change it for the better. So I'd encourage you to continue to cultivate your leadership skills, to continue to find your passion and see how you can fuse them together to make an impact in whatever you're a part of.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being that
No
inspiration.
problem.
Thank you for taking the time to
Sure.
invest in all these future student leaders or those that are already student leadership. Um, I got to know you when you were what was that, your senior year of high school, and seeing
Yeah.
you develop into the leader that you've become. Or I guess technically I met you even when you were younger at a TSA.
Yeah, TSA.
So getting to have known you all these years and things like that, it's just really cool to see your growth, and the fact that you've taken advantage of, in high school maybe you had those systems in place that were really helping you, and then when you saw moments where the system wasn't helping you or helping other people, you have disrupted and you've stood up for people to get more help and more access. That's just, I think, a wonderful story. I'm sure your parents are super proud of you. I know I'm proud of you as a former Georgetown student myself.
Thank you.
You really carried the torch and advanced the torch
Yeah.
for many people. So thank you so much for taking the time